Have you ever stopped, truly stopped, to ask yourself, what if thinking wrongly is better than not thinking at all? Not just the safe opinions you hold, the comfortable beliefs you defend, or the silence you choose to avoid conflict, but at your core, could the courage to think, even imperfectly, even controversially, be the spark that keeps your mind alive, free, and growing in a world that often punishes independent thought? In the luminous libraries of ancient Alexandria, where mathematics met philosophy under fading pagan stars, Hypatia, the brilliant mathematician, astronomer, and teacher, defended the sacred fire of inquiry. She declared, "Reserve your right to think, for even to think wrongly is better than not to think at all." These words weren't reckless permission for error. They were fierce defense of mental liberty, echoing the Delphic call to know thyself. Thinking is the essence of humanity, wrong turns included, because stagnation of mind is the true death. But what does that mean? How do we reserve this right in a world that demands correct answers, cancels wrong thoughts, and equates silence with safety? Every day, we surrender our right. What opinions we mute for approval, what questions we swallow for peace, what curiosities we suppress for conformity. From the first doubt of morning, we self-censor, ideas aborted before birth, debates avoided for harmony, minds quieted for belonging. And in this surrender, we rarely reclaim. Am I exercising my right to think, boldly, wrongly if need be, or allowing my mind to atrophy in unthinking obedience? Are you reserving your sacred right to think, or forfeiting it to the comfort of not thinking at all? Countless minds dim in silence, realizing too late that not thinking wrongly or rightly leaves the soul barren, potentials unexplored, truths undiscovered, freedoms lost, because the faculty of thought was abandoned. Wrong thinking at least keeps the fire alive. No thinking extinguishes it. But those who reserve the right, those who truly live freely, think boldly, errors and all. They know wrong thoughts lead to right ones through correction. They understand that Hypatia's defense wasn't for falsehood, but for the process, the daring to question, hypothesize, challenge. Reflect on history's bold wrong thinkers. They didn't fear error. They feared mental stillness. Galileo, wrong by church standards on heliocentrism, yet his thinking moved the heavens' understanding for humanity. Thomas Edison, thousands of wrong bulb failures, yet reserving his right to think wrongly, birthed light for the world. Malala Yousafzai, thinking education, her right against Taliban wrongness, her wrong defiance earned Nobel Peace. What about you? What thoughts are you not thinking for fear of wrongness? What right to think could you reclaim today? Reserving the right exceeds rebellion. It's mental sovereignty. It's allowing ideas space to air and evolve, questioning without immediate judgment, thinking aloud in safe and brave spaces. It's about knowing. What thought have I silenced? What wrongness might lead to right? What conformity starves my mind? What liberated life awaits the one who thinks freely? Yet, this reservation requires courage. It means risking ridicule or worse. Hypatia was murdered for her unyielding thought. Realizing wrong thinking invites correction, growth. Accepting that not thinking at all invites manipulation, stagnation, death of spirit. Most forfeit the right. They conform, echoing safe views, avoiding controversy, minds on autopilot, fearing wrongness exposes them. But those who reserve it, they light the world. Ancient Alexandria shone because thinkers like Hypatia reserved their right. Her mathematics and philosophy endured martyrdom. The thinkers, they advanced humanity where silent obeyed. Will you reserve your right? Will you think, even wrongly, rather than not at all. So I challenge you today. Are you ready to think freely, not with reckless falsehood, not rejected accuracy, but by breathing deeply, claiming your mental sovereignty and asking, what thought am I reserving now? What silence must I break? What wrongness calls exploration? What fear mutes my mind? What would I discover thinking boldly and profoundly? What awakened life awaits the one who refuses not to think? Because here's the truth. Not thinking kills the soul. No safety, no approval, no harmony preserves a mind that ceases inquiry. None lives fully saying, "Here, I thought nothing." That vitality belongs to the thinkers, wrong and all. Mind expands in reservation. Yet by thinking daily, welcoming error as teacher, quieting silence's lure, you'll ignite what conformity extinguishes. And once you truly reserve your right to think, no authority owns your mind. The world forever demands correct silence. But your greatest power is in bold inquiry, because when even to think wrongly is better, it's freedom, it's growth, it's humanity. No dogma chains you, no fear stills you, no thought goes unexplored, because when you reserve your right to think, you become irrepressibly alive. So today, think something daring, wrong if it must be, but think not in defiance alone, but devotion to your soul. Begin the sacred reservation, the life that thinks at all costs. Because to think wrongly is infinitely better than not to think at all.
If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.